Hope you're doing well. We are live, and I have a really tactical episode that I want to be able to give you. So I'm going to give you situation, challenge, resolution. Situation, you're probably experiencing churn. Churn happens. You can't stop it. You can only help mitigate it. So I'm going to tell you through a story. Here's my story. I did a podcast episode with Eric Huberman, who owns a agency called Hawk Media. Hawk Media, really successful marketing agency. And I heard him talk about this on a podcast. He said, listen, in 2022, he experienced churn that he wasn't accustomed to. So he did a deep dive. And when they found in their analysis was the following, that the speed at which they were responding to customer inquiries or challenges or requests was highly correlated to churn. Now let's think about it from the customer's perspective. When a customer emails you, and I often teach this to my team, our job, especially in services, is to anticipate the customer's questions before they even ask it. So we want to be overt over communicators. Every time a customer pauses their day to email you to ask, where are we with next steps? What are next steps? Where are we with this project? Why isn't this done? You've just lost a battle that can lose you the war. And it's because they had to pause what they had to do all throughout the day to think about you. And it wasn't a good thought. So our first obvious instinct is to be their eyes and ears and mind, and to over communicate on a daily basis. Where are we with a project? What are next steps and so forth? But let's assume that hasn't happened. A customer emails in, it goes in Slack, WhatsApp, Teams, email, whatever it is. They email you and they have a question. A clock starts. And what Eric determined was the speed at which you respond to that email, as an example, highly correlates to the success you're having with that customer and the thought process they have, or the trust factor they have with you, you as the agency or the SaaS software or whatever product you're selling. Now, here's the challenge. What he found is that his team wasn't fast enough. And this happens all the time, right? You just get a litany of emails, you're trying to triage them, you're trying to answer them. This isn't customer support hotline. Like, these are important emails going into account managers and to product and to finance. Again, these are not support tickets. This is like big next strategic step kind of conversations. So that's kind of the situation and the challenge. And the challenge is a customer didn't phone you, but they almost wish they had, because they want a response pretty quickly. But here, from the mindset of the customer, is what they want to know. Where are we with something? Number two, what are the steps you're going to mitigate this? Number three, what would be next steps and when would it be done? See, these are all the things they want to know. So how do you fix churn? This is going to get tactical. I'd like you to look at a tool so we asked ourselves this very question. So I have an offshoring agency that has so many customers that requests come all the time. So I had to be able to answer this really quickly. What did I do? I ended up getting a tool called shift.com, which what it does is it connects to every single email, WhatsApp, Slack, and Teams all at the same time. It all goes to a central hub. Then we'd be able to answer these central hubs in a moment's notice. We have somebody monitoring every single inquiry at every given moment in time and answer it. By answering these, we're quelling their questions. We're taking advantage of being a listener, and we're responding with, hey, got your information. 2, here's what we anticipate are going to be next steps. 3, here is what we're going to do next. I'll get you an answer or solution. 4, I'll come back to you when I have an answer. Look at shift.com. It's going to help.